actual matchups.
Yeah, I think this time Entity will focus a lot more on lanes. I think when you lose the first game, especially when the lanes went so poorly, it's very easy to just in the post game just say, okay guys, don't even worry about it. We just fucked up the lanes. We'll have better lanes next game, and we'll play a new game.
How would you guys be feeling mentally, like when you lose that game 1? What does have to happen through your mind as you jump into draft to game 2?
And I hope they will not lose faith in their strats.
Yeah.
I think they kind of made the mistake of, you know, they obviously didn't consider the Storm Spirit a good enough counter to the bat. I think they will adjust it this time, and they have like still a big pool of strategies they can choose from. So I wouldn't be too worried for Entity, especially like as we said, like the lanes were kind of a big problem last game. So it's very easy to brush that game off and say let's go next. So I don't think they'll get too tilted.
Is there anything too shocking about these bans or that Puck being the first pick, AUI?
I don't think there's anything too shocking. I think these are heroes that you might not really want if the Puck's not empty. I think Nightfall and Viper is sort of scary. I sort of like the fact that they're giving the Puck away, to be honest. They lost a game, but if you give EG Puck, you sort of know they're going to first pick it. So you can pick 2 heroes that they think are really good versus it. Honestly, I'm not too sure Visage and Wyvern are that good versus Puck, though. So, I mean, they know the heroes better than us, I think. Like, this is a strat that they've picked a lot. Like, I think before this turn, they picked this Visage +1, like, in maybe, like, 4 games in a row.
Oh, well, a TB as EG's last pick for this first phase. Give me some insight as to why the TB, but also why in the first phase?
I don't really like it, to be honest.
They did this versus in Stockholm, right? Like, TB against Visage? Like, they thought TB countered Visage really hard in lane.
Maybe, but they have to know that Entity also played a Visage on mid. So I guess they think that Puck mid is really good against Visage. I feel like that lane should be pretty decent for Visage, though.
Even Visage versus TB, I don't think it's the end of the world for Visage, to be honest. Like, if you get a kill partner, like, TB can die.
I think the lane will be hard. The lane will be hard if they decide to play this Visage on the offlane, but they might even, like, they might play it on Toby and put it on the safe lane, which they've done in the games against OG.
Snaking, is there a support that could enable Visage to be a little bit stronger in lane if it does go offlane?
I think the Marcy and Stonepool and the Doombringer, which are both of Katomi's hero, but the problem is, I think for Entity, overall, I think only Katomi plays as Wyvern, so unless... I think the Fishman can substitute with it by going Clockwork and going offlane with the Visage and putting the Wyvern safe lane. I think that's something they might do.
I would like them to pick the Doom for Saberlight this game, if it looks good on the 18 pick. I think it's obviously very good at catching the puck, and it's gonna give them a way to potentially scale against the Terrorblade. Like if the Doom gets really fat, which we've kind of seen in the games that Saberlight played it in the group stages. He had like something like 20k net worth at like minute 25 or something ridiculous like that, and then if you get to that stage, like the TB doesn't really scare you at all. You're always confident that just Doom him, lol.
Just Doom him, lol. Do you feel that Doom has an expiration time in a game? Like, is there a point in which he just sort of plateaus and just stagnates?
I think it can happen. It depends on what heroes they're going to ban for it. Like if there's like some BKB control, then it can get hard for Doom. But if he's kind of left unchecked to just go in the fight, press Doom, refresh, BKB again, Doom again, I think he can have an absolutely free game right now against the Puck and the TB.
Would that be something that you would consider banning AUI, or are there some other things that stand out that are nicer bans?
No, I think Doom sounds good to me as well. They sort of need someone to... Like, Doom, he doesn't stand in front the same way some other offlaners do, or carries in this case, but he sort of does, and he does start fights for them. Right now with the Visage and Wyvern, you don't really have any of that. Even this game, like, how Doom can start fights, like, he can just sort of go in and get saved by the Wyvern, and then he'll have enough, like, HP and be able to get his Doom off with BKB after. I think it would be pretty good.
EG are also going to be...
That's the Clockwork.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay. There's the 15 Nice Soccer.
So they thought they were going to steal on EG, right? That's the only reason you pick on 15.
They were having flashbacks from the last game.
I think it's good though, right? Like if EG took the Night Stalker, I think you're very comfortable picking 3 cores in your first 4 picks from first pick. And it's a pretty good Night Stalker game, I'd say.
Yeah. On the last pick now, they can pretty much decide what they want to do with the Visage and the Night Stalker. Because they can play the Night Stalker as a carry, and the Visage either mid or offlane. Or they can play the Night Stalker offlane, the Visage mid, pick a new carry. they're going to have a lot of freedom.
I like their approach a lot more to game one, because game one they're really restricted, right? Like you pick the spat rider, you sort of know exactly where it's going, and then this game they're, as Neda said, like they have a lot of freedom, and no, it's looking a lot better.
What I would like them to pick on 18 is a hero that's going to give them even more freedom, like a support. Because the last game, for example, they had the Wyvern and the CM, so they are kind of limiting the course in what they can pick. Because no matter which support goes with you, you're kind of going to have a range support, which they're very similar, Wyvern and CM. Where if they pick the like kind of a melee hero or something that's different from the Wyvern, they'll be able to choose on the last pick which support wants to go with which core. And they will have a lot of freedom in their pick.
Snay, do you know what 5 you would want here from Entity side? Because like I was thinking Clockwork on the 15, they decided to take Night Stalker, but now they picked Undying. I think it looks a little bit worse, right?
It definitely looks a lot worse. I think you can this Night Stalker go mid? I don't think he Stormstormer plays it, right?
I think they should keep the Night Stalker on the carry or the offlane. I don't think they'll play it on mid.
Because I think the Marcy 5 should be really good against both Razor and TB. I think it helps your team to kind of start the fights.
Do you know if Fishman plays it?
No, he doesn't, but that's kind of the problem.
What Fishman hero do we have for us then?
I feel like it's Clockwork.
It's Clockwork, but it's really not that enticing.
It got a bit better, right? Like they have a Razor now. Like at least you have, I think, a bit more purpose. Like you're okay against...
You're just very low damage on your lineup. Like only NS. All right, there's the Enigma, Toby Enigma.
Oh, I mean.
Wait, so they picked other cores?
It's
I
a
guess.
mid Visage, I guess.
I mean, we could talk about the side of EG a little bit as well. You know, we can see what EG ban, where they think some of Entity's heroes are going. But Undying, this is actually the first time we're seeing it at the major. No one's really been able to tell us some of their thoughts about it. So for you guys, Undying in this lineup, but also just how it's fitting into this patch and this meta.
I think EG is lacking a little bit of team fight, and I think there's not that many position 5 that gives you a lot of team fight. I think Phoenix was one of Fly's best heroes that gives a lot of team fight and goes back to his OG days. So, but it's banned out. So I think Undying is a good substitute to that, because all of EG's heroes right now are pretty selfish. So, like they're kind of 3 solo carry cores, and I think Crit might even place another team fighter or something like Snapfire. I guess Snapfire is banned, but something along those lines, just to give EG some more solid team fight capabilities against entities. But Deathball, kind of, you know, there's Enigma Visage. They're just kind of run at towers. They're gonna buy Wraith Pack on this Enigma, and just go from tower to tower.
Yeah, I think the entity lanes should be kind of easier now, especially with this Enigma pick. Like they just need to pick some. I mean, Fishman maybe like a Clock. The Clock is going to work really well now because he can lane with the Enigma. And I think Wyvern plus NS, they're not going to do that good against the offlane Razor, but I think it should be good enough. Like I think they will get some from the lane, and once the NS hits Knight, obviously he'll be really fast. So the Razor might not be too big of an issue.
What would...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I am not important in this. Please go, Ali.
No, I feel like all Fishman's melee heroes are going to get banned out now, though, right?
Yeah.
Hawk's going to get banned. I'm not sure what else. I was considering like some Ogre or something, but honestly, it doesn't look like that good a game for it. Like, I'm just not sure what type of hero he'll play.
Ogre could be okay.
I mean, it's not that good. It's a single target against like TV Puck, and it's so hard to cast.
I just feel like this game, like when the coil gets dropped and Tombstone is down, it's not very easy for Entity to fight. I mean, they have like a lot of vision with some Night Stalker and like some Enigma ghost pushing, but
how's like Rasta?
And Rasta has purpose, right? Like you can drop the wards on the Tombstone. It's not the worst.
And it should be good against Puck and can clear the illusions as well.
Yeah.
It is. How is it against the engine lane, the Rasta?
Not good.
I don't think it's
Not
that
good.
good.
Not good. Wait, so is this Crit playing Edge, or you think Crit's playing Undying?
The Crit might actually play +4 and dying. It kind of makes sense, right?
Does it like that though?
I have no idea, but I don't think I ever see Crit play Edge.
I've never seen Crit play Edge.
To be honest, I thought the last pick was going to be some Tuskar, but they banned it. Like they banned both Marcy and
There's
Tuskar,
so many melee carry. The melee fours are out. Right?
Yeah, I mean they could have picked like a Earthshaker, I guess, but not that easy versus Night Stalker, I guess. What were you saying, Snay?
I actually think the Earthshaker is good for Entity. I just think like.
Oh, I can see it actually.
The problem is like who's gonna play it is kind of the issue. I don't think Fishman's gonna play it.
The 5 Earthshaker is not that hard to play. Like you'll take W in lane, you'll get some denies, and you just max fissure, and you just press it. You buy a shard.
You don't have a choice when all the heroes you want to play are banned out.
Yeah.
All right, they picked the Bane 24.
I mean, this is a Fishman hero, but I just feel like again, like Entity, don't you feel like they've wasted second pick? Like they end up with this 24 hero. I'm not too sure like how much impact is this Bane gonna have.
Yeah.
Like.
I think the Visage is gonna have to kind of pop off this game.
Yeah, I think so too. It's not an easy lane versus Puck, from what I know.
No, that's why I kind of wish they picked. I know the lanes might have been hard, but like the Rasta or even a Lion. Like I feel like the Visage needs someone to stun the Puck for him.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Rasta a lot. I think it would have been a good pick.
Like if the Visage gets 6, he actually can pressure the Puck a lot if he just has any added stun, but he kind of doesn't. So I think it might be hard for them.
The pressure's going to go the other way this game, right? Like they're going to bring the support, some Enchantress and Undying rotating on some Coil and Visage. I feel like Visage can't stand there. His birds might even die, honestly. It's not easy.
Yeah, when the tombstones drop, like if you don't have anyone killing it during the coil, you're just gonna get 100 to 0.
Yeah, the tombstone cancels the passive from the Visage, right?
Probably. I think you need to take like 50 damage to Visage, no armor. It might be lower than 50. I'm honestly not
I just remember that every time I play it and there's a tombstone on the ground, like if you don't kill it, like the builds eventually die to it.
They get super slowed.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
All right, I want to quickly jump in and ask you guys, let's try and summarize these thoughts quickly, team-wise. Which team do you think is taking game 2? You can only say the team name.
I'll go. I'll go with EG.
Yeah, same.
EG for me as well.
Oh, these guys think it's going to be a nice 2-0 clean sweep for EG, but let's jump over to Gareth and Lacoste as they jump into it.
I'm super excited. Undying, first pick of the tournament. Finally seeing some of these ignored heroes come out in the playoffs. And you saw that Bane coming a mile away.
I mean, Fishman's hero pool is a bit limited. A couple of those did get banned out, and yeah, made some sense. This is usually not the last pick material, but it's gonna give them even more control against Puck, and also being able to pierce through BKB. Whether we're talking about Terrorblade or Razor to hold them in place. But yeah, very excited to see this Undying being played, and this is gonna be position 5 Undying. I heckin' love position 4 Undying.
Gets a little bit more farm, get some items going, but it's those levels into the tombstone.
You might end up with having 2 5s instead of 1 position 4. That's my thoughts about position 4 Undying. If you don't get much stuff done in the early stages of the game, like your farming potential is not as good.
Yeah.
If you drop a tombstone, it dies in a bad spot. Crit. Think about. I mean, they still see them with this observer ward on the high ground.
Yeah, they see Stormstormer, but you're right. With basically 2 pos 5s, it's kind of like the panel we're talking about. All 3 of EG's cores, they're very selfish and very, very greedy in some regards.
It is a greedy lineup from EG. Because Razor wants to farm his BKB, Terrorblade wants to hit some creeps, and I'm a little worried that the Puck might not be able to have a hero to play with. This is not your traditional position 4 that can easily rotate. There's not much synergy. I mean, maybe I dropped a tombstone with the coil.
It's not that bad, but you're right. It's no Snapfire.
It's
no
more
Tusk.
about the laning stage. I think EG wanted to stabilize the lane, picking Enchantress for Fly, and also getting this Undying that is one of the most annoying heroes to play into. Like, Enchantress is also up there, definitely.
So what's going on here with the Undying and the Enchantress right now? Because it looks like EG going for some lane swaps. What are they looking for?
Because Entity is going for the lane swap.
Oh, so they are.
They want to have Undying against Night Stalker matchup.
Already. RTZ with that reflection. Putting some good harassment along with a decay onto this Night Stalker. That's the matchup you just said they wanted. Try and zone Saberlight out of that lane early on.
The Crit will have a really good time in this lane because Wyvern doesn't really do much, especially if Arctic Burn is on cooldown. We'll drop a sentry ward, block that camp.
Yeah, right on time. Just hit the minute mark as he placed it. Keeps giving him the decay. Reflection on 2 heroes. It's been so nice to see the shift of the Terrorblade away from level 1 Metamorphosis into the Reflection. You get so much more utilization out of your mana pool.
Uses Void, doesn't get CS.
That's unfortunate. They're all laughing in their team comms. How about the bottom lane? Because it looks like Fishman and Toby are taking some serious damage from this Ench and Razor.
Bane doesn't deal well with the Enchantress, not even against Razor. It gets even more difficult as you get to level, so a bit of a weak lane here. It's all about getting Toby farm, and Toby has more denies than he has CS.
Yeah, he's now caught up 3 and 3. I guess Fishman, he can try and nightmare up the Razor when he does link someone. Try and delay that out.
Fishman already used most of his mana on this bottom lane. Does have enough for 1 brain sap, but that's about it. Needs to bring some extra mangoes.
Yeah, needs to sustain in this lane. And just look at that, Nightfall and Fly. Straight on him, chip away at the Bane, steal one of the Eidolons, and kill another one of them off. Nice deny from Toby. But it is EG really dictating how this bottom lane is going
Gets
so
the
far.
deny. Some time wasted. Couple of right clicks. Fishman, no mana whatsoever. Does have a couple of magic stick charges, but I don't think there's too much pressure being put on Razor, and this is exactly what EG wants from this lane.
Yeah, it's like a free lane for Nightfall, 9 and 5. Keep that harassment going. In the mid, though, looking very good for Entity. 15-5 for your Visage, 10 and 2 for the Puck. Is this what we expect out of the mid lane 1v1? Oh, Saberlight has to TP. There are no stuns here. So Crit and Arteezy, they turn on to Kataomi instead.
He's still chasing. If he gets the Orb of Venom hit, might be forcing out another rotation.
Yeah, he slows him down. Has Mangoes to play with. Two-man
Arctic Bird is available. Crit. Now he's in trouble.
The hunter becomes the hunted. Saberlight and Kataomi don't want to go up that staircase with the creep wave arriving at their tower. They'd much rather that. While Fishman, well, he's done very little in the first 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
You don't need mana to kill couriers.
You don't. Gets a couple of courier snipes on the way back. Great positioning from the Bane. And gets his own to deliver some more regen to himself.
That's the first
damage on Toby. Nightfall with that plasma field. Up to level 2. Maxing that out over the
He's dead
static
as
leg.
well.
He's going for Fishman now as well. The impetus hits,
Oh, turns around. Great play by Fishman.
keeps himself alive, ever so barely. While Crit is going to deny himself to the tower, I believe. Dire killing off the Undying back at the tier 2. A nightmare there on Nightfall. They've got the Malefice and a few hits coming in, but Fly, he's going to try and body block and zone them away. Plasma Field, again, some good damage onto Fishman. And
Great turnaround play from EG. And also keeping Toby very low. Toby does have Urn of Shadows, but no charges. It's very important that you potentially get like a trade kill from this lane whenever someone has an Urn, and then you get back to full HP. Fly does have extra Tango for Nightfall. They need to bring some extra regen down this lane. It's going to be full power treads. Nightfall off to a really good start.
yeah, what, 4.5 minutes in, he's basically got treads done. Fishman and Toby, the nightmare transfer. The Eidolon comes in clutch. High five out, Nightfall pops his stick. Plasma Field there, but he's dead. Even through the trees.
A little too greedy. Lane was already pushing in. No need for Nightfall to be there. He could have sit underneath the tower, get some extra regen, bring something with the courier, and he would be fine. Now it's nighttime. Night Stalker does have 3 branches, Magic Wand, and a Boots of Speed, so there's going to be more pressure put on Arteezy. Arteezy's getting the levels, level 4.5 on Terrorblade with the Casual Bracer. I love that on Terrorblade, to have a bit more tankiness.
Yeah.
And a bit more regen, exactly what the hero needs compared to Raid Band.
Yeah, because you've got tons of armor.
You don't need
already.
armor.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be playing under the tower as well for the most part. That's a great little adaptation there. Tank himself up, especially against the bit of burst damage that Saberlight and Kataomi can offer. Another nightmare down bottom though, Nightfall. Getting blocked up a little bit, Eidolon's advancing forward, and the Urn charge that did get gained by Toby utilized to get another kill on this Razor. So the tide has turned for them, while Fly has left that bottom lane, aiming in towards mid with Catapult Wave here. They want to do some good damage on this tier 1, it looks like.
Keeping the Catapult alive, do have Centaur Conqueror. I don't think they can get a kill on Visage, a bit too difficult. Trying to kill the birds, Stormstormer,
Nearly.
well microed.
Well,
Got me worried for a second.
Yeah, it was close. That little Waning Rift forward nearly had them. And Kataomi even going to join in that mid lane to defend the tower. So now EG will know Saberlight is all alone. Starts to play more defensively, backs up to his own tower as well. Dead even in net worth. We just saw the net worth lead bounce. And from Entity to EG back again. Very close between the two of them.
A wyvern's breath.
TB is up at the top of the net worth though. They need to apply pressure to Arteezy. Go in with the Arctic Burn, Splinter Blast. He's half health, so next time around he's within that kill threshold.
Oh, second point in DK on Undying. Not having a point in Soul Rip. I guess you need to, whenever you're playing this 4 Undying, you want to be able to spam it out on lower cooldown, and like eventually you also want to be able to clear out the waves.
Yeah, more likely to be punching people as well with Windlace and Orb of Venom. So he wants those decay stacked up as often as possible. A bit of calm now, though. When do we expect this puck to start moving around? Kind of difficult when a Visage is offering the damage towards your tower, right? Oh, Fishman caught out with a static link from Nightfall, but they've got Maleficent tools to keep him at bay. As Crit does get found out by Kataomi. And Kyo's as good as he gets, though, with a couple of punches and these decays. Very difficult to bring any of these heroes in the side lanes down.
It's mostly about absorbing some of the pressure that was meant to put on Arteezy. Arteezy's getting levels. He's level 6, 8 minutes in, does have 3 points in Conjure Image. So he's more than fine going to jungle right now. If he's not going to feel too safe in this lane, he can always bail.
And we do still see Abed kind of stuck in the mid lane, but his tier 1's about to fall. That's one of the reasons why Puck kind of unable to rotate and move into the side lanes, because Visage offers you a lot of that tower damage, even when the hero is still there. While Crit up top, slowed down and found out by Saberlight. Final Void will kill off the Undying. But again, like you said, it is all about soaking up that damage. The 2 position 5s, trying to tank things up for their cause to keep on farming.
Stormstormer Visage, I remember, because he had Witchblade queued up during one of these DPC games, and he ended up going for it. And I asked him in the interview, like, why did you go for it? And I don't remember who he mentioned, but it's like someone mentioned it, that it's really good, and he decided to try it out. But this time around, he was thinking about it. He did win, yeah, and now going for the drums. I guess he wants to be able to put a bit more pressure on the side lanes, have attack speed against the Tombstone, not just for himself, but also his teammates.
Yeah, focus that tomb down. Such a vital part of EG's team fight, which isn't that great. They've got Coil and they've got Tombstone. That's pretty much it. The rest of them very much about counter-carrying with this Razor and building up some big old stats and right-click damage with the TB.
Completely different game from what the EG had in the previous, because they had Storm, Night Stalker, Marcy. They could move around the map and force these fights, but now they need to bring numbers. Kataomi keeping himself alive.
The tomb is down though, and TB arrives. Saberlight focusing it down. The Coil going to snap in there. Fishman nightmares himself as Nightfall is deep under this tier 1. Toby hunted by Abed with another waning rift, but the Razor's about to die. Fishman, with the help of the familiars, finds him while Toby dead under his tower. EG, a 2 for 3 trade, which they come out in an advantageous position as long as they escape without any more losses.
They're more than fine with this, because Arteezy did join. He got a couple of assists. He got 1 last hit. You don't expect this move from Terrorblade players. You definitely don't. I think it's pretty similar to what Ame was doing when he was playing Ursa the other day. Even though he was going for Battle Furies, he still decided to go and join the team fights on the mid lane pretty early on. Like, we're talking about 12, 13 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's all about understanding, when you're strong, when you're able to group up as a team, when your enemies are potentially weak. Even if you don't have those item timings or specific levels or skills available, you can still keep on fighting using your HP, your body, and your abilities as resources. Tier 1 bottom still standing though. That's what Entity were looking for, is that defense of the objective, making sure EG didn't get it for free. But with the catapult wave coming now, it's going to be a little more difficult for Entity to match Evil Geniuses down south. Clear out the wave. Defend the catapult. Kataomi is level 6. Looking for a curse. Won't be handed it, and Crit comes in. Level 3 Tombstone. They're going to zone them all away. The Courier is just standing there while the Winter's Curse does come in on the Undying.
Bra, please stop attacking me.
Oh.
And gonna burst him with the Soul Assumption. They caught Fishman though.
And they did under tower. Again, the trade, 1 for 1. There's tier 1 tower glyphed up. Catapult still going, whacking away at the building. As Entity have to break the Tombstone to allow them to advance forward. Stormstormer leading the charge, goes straight on Nightfall, but his birds falling quickly. While this tower's still alive, Abed, he just comes out from the trees, pokes his head into the fight, jumps away with a jaunt to the orb, and a deny on the tower from Stormstormer. Very nicely done.
Taking some extra gold from EG and also getting the gold for his own team. I think in this situation, Because you have Undying as your position 4. I think Fly will be taking over that position 4 role, going for Power Treads, Dragonlance, Spike type of a build, because you want to have another scaling core just if things go really late.
Yeah, offer you a bit more damage.
Ooh, look at that win probability, 74% for Entity.
Yeah, well, they just took that top tier one. They denied the one down bottom, so things definitely going their way in the past 3 or 4 minutes. And Aghanim Scepter queued up there for the Stormstormer Visager, looks like. So drums into Ags. Gonna get himself that Silence as the Grave upgrade. Very good at hunting down heroes, you know, like the Puck, the Enchantress can sneak
I got a question for you, Gary. What do you call Visage when he gets Aghanim Scepter?
I don't know. What do you call Visage when he gets Aghanim Scepter?
Envisage.
All right, there we go.
Production just told me that I'm fired. It was nice talking to you, Gary. Good luck solo casting.
I think you've got half of people with, you know, heads and hands, face palming, and the other ones, you know, stomachs jiggling as they chuckle away at.
Boomers will appreciate it.
You are puntastic sometimes. Kataomi holding out on the mid lane.
From EG, they're looking for some. They need coil. Every single time they will need a coil to be able to hold people in place. Saberlight this time around going for more of a carry-oriented build. I've seen this work out, going for that Aghanim Scepter, so you have AoE against Terrorblade and his illusions.
Yeah.
I guess that's the reasoning.
That's pretty cool. Well, Entity tried to scan, they missed it, but it's still a good read here. I think Kataomi was the one to draw on the map where EG were heading. And they do come from the triangle in towards the mid-tier one. RTZ with a maxed out Metamorphosis brings out some of his illusions to play. Break this objective down.
They are keeping the distance. Look at EG's positioning, not allowing a good curse nor a black hole. Kataomi doesn't even have enough mana for a curse. Does have a clarity running, so that's going to help out.
And Fishman's also looking for a potential grip here to set things up.
Stormstormer, can he get another one? He cannot.
They tried. Fishman and Stormstormer aiming for that deny, but unable to do it. So EG take yet another objective, opening up that map, allowing entrance into the Radiant Triangle, where they've already got an observer ward placed up there. So very nice that they're able to maybe maneuver themselves into that triangle and find some kills in the coming minutes.
I don't know if Entity is aware of that. We've seen some observer ward battle between 2 5s in the previous game. Some tips also coming out.
Oh, he sentries. Is that in range? I'm not sure he's going to be able to find it.
There is a courier, and
he's got it.
Getting dewarded immediately. Fishman is onto something.
Perfectly placed. Fishman against Fly. A battle of the warders. Just a casual branch up in that top lane. Don't know who that belongs to. As Nightfall backs up into the jungle. They've got that defensive ward covering the access point, so they know if anyone's coming in to gank them. Entity very comfortable the way things are going. They've got Blink Enigma working on his BKB. And once he's got that, there's nothing to stop him, is there? Until like Puck gets 25, there is nothing to cancel out this BKB black hole.
That's going to be a huge issue for EG, because I think he's going to be going... Oh, okay. He goes for Blink BKB build. No shenanigans this time around, not going for Vlad's. Maybe, I mean, it would still be a very good Vlad's right back game. Stormstormer might still pick it up after finishing that Aghanim Scepter.
There's no one else going to go for it, though, right? Your Wyvern wants Blink, Night Stalker.
But then again, if you're playing Invis, you don't want them to see your aura around you on the creep wave. You might be playing far away from a creep wave and then they don't see you, but yeah, these pro players, well, we'll see. Stormstormer, he is an experienced Visage player after finishing Ags. They're going to hit the really good timing with the double Ags, one on Visage, one on Night Stalker, and I think it's time to strike. Potentially take a fight, transition then into Roche, because you have a lot of sustain.
Yeah, sustain, the ability to give you vision. Some great heroes for hunting down slippery devils like the Puck. So we TP top, Toby, Fishman and Saberlight grouping up together. And time to get the band into action. Kataomi joins with the smoke, and away they go. There's no vision to play into, so this is, you know, a warding mission as well as a ganking one. Fly, the one to break the smoke, gonna get jumped on immediately. It's not an easy kill. Enchantress turns into a piggy and has that untouchable with the Nature's Attendants going. They'll slow it down, Nightmare her up, and try and push that magic damage back into Fly to finish off the Bambi. A slow one, but a kill nonetheless. As Roshan, ooh, Entity with the attempt into the pit.
They definitely do have damage with these Eidolons with the birds. Question is, will EG take this fight? Tombstone is available. Abed has his Witchblade for quite some time, and now picking up Blink Dagger. Stormstormer looking for an opening.
The high ground ward, Stormstormer, plays into it to get onto Nightfall, but the Razor far too quick to get away. Is that another ward placed? It was de-warded and re-warded. Fishman keeps the vision going. Fly back in again to get rid of it. It's the crippling fear. Silences the Undying. The Tombstone can still come though as he gets away from Saberlight. The Cold Embrace, it keeps him in place.
Toby looking for an angle.
Comes in with a high ground. The Winter's Curse on 3. Catches the Razor. They'll kill off Nightfall. Beautifully done by Kataomi. And
but
they
a lot
are
of zombies. They need to fall back from this because Tombstone is not getting addressed.
But they're still holding Black Hole. Toby has an opportunity. Fly, crit, spreading away from Arteezy. They don't want to give them that chance for a big 3-man hole. And Roshan still alive as Arteezy delay Entity's maneuver into the pit. Abed regenning up. Metamorphosis going to end in about 10 seconds. And Stormstormer, oh, he's invis. He's lurking mid. He finds Abed, the phase shift, the crippling fears here though. The Silence right on top of the puck and a great kill, and that's the assassination power that we know and love from Entity with these heroes.
This is why he decided to go for Aghanim Scepter to scout things out. Like their pick-off game is good if you think about like Night Stalker, but he doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet, so still a bit difficult to execute. And this Aghanim Scepter coming in clutch. Inside the Roche Pit they go, attempt number 2. EG's definitely not gonna try to go for this one.
With no puck, no chance.
BKB on Razor. It should be up relatively soon, but puck dead, and also just respecting that there is no meta for 60 seconds. Like they know that Arteezy will not be able to kill his teammates in the next 60 seconds. It was a great curse from Kato.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. Even with that Tombstone down, it still shows Entity are able to fight around these congested areas with so much nonsense and noise, Ench creeps and zombies, TB illusions everywhere. They've got ways to contend with Evil Genius's nonsense. A Holy Locket coming up for the Enchantress. Eon Disc queued by Abed's puck. So they're aiming for some of these more defensive items to sustain and delay these team fights past those big ultimates. That's key for EG. Try and bait black holes, wait out the Winter's Curses. Buy time for you to have maybe a second wave of initiation coming in from the puck.
It's very difficult to itemize for puck in this game. I've seen pucks who are playing against Night Stalker picking up like a Force Staff or a Yule Scepter to be able to deal with that.
Even like a BKB.
It's just very difficult in this one because you're playing against a Nightmare, Fiend's Grip, and there is no real save on side of EG. There's no one that can help you out once they initiate on you.
Yeah, damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
Fly's Force Staff will come in clutch. He is getting very close to it, and he is overtaking in terms of farm compared to Crit.
Yeah, Crit. Going for that Locket. Heal people up. Smoke out from both teams, though. And with the ulti from Saberlight, forced the Tombstone from Crit. No Tomb for a minute now. Entity can still look for this fight away from the Tomb. EG have all retreated. Free money for Saberlight. Actually goes the way of Stormstormer. Bonus gold into his pockets as he works his way towards the Scythe of Vice. The net worth lead, though, still, mildly favoring Evil Geniuses. Even though Entity have a firm grip on this game, the way they're playing, it is now daytime for about 4 minutes.
EG would definitely like to have next set of items available. This is Scotty on Terrorblade, potentially a refresher on Razor, but that's gonna take quite some time. For people tuning in who didn't play Dota in a couple of years and clicking on Visage, they're like, what the hell is this, man? I can click all of his abilities. There's like 1, 2, 3, 6 of them. He did pick up the Shard, so does have that stone form for himself.
Oh, the curse. catching out Crit here. 2 heroes, 3 in fact zapping into him. Kataomi just finds the immediate solo kill in a 1v4 scenario. Stormstormer with Saberlight at the top of the net worth. A little bit surprising when they're opposing a Terrorblade. Usually Arteezy with his TB, he's right at the top, racing away with farm. 480 GPM there, but almost 500 on the Visage.
That's a bit surprising, and he's going for the Hex next. That extra damage from Aghanim Scepter, it should be respected. The EG will fall back.
Yeah, afraid of what Entity has to offer in terms of team fight. Just keep waiting this one out. Get Terrorblade as massive as they can. Is there a point at which we start to look for like Lincoln Sphere against this Winter's Curse and the Fiend's Grip? Or is it a case of no one can really buy it on EG?
I think it could be Razor's next item. It's still far away from it. He'll see how the next fights are gonna go. And Entity having a gold lead right now.
Yeah. Ping pong back into their court.
BKB done on Enigma. Toby will have freest of the time. He knows that he does not have to care about the single ability that goes through magic immunity, so we'll be able to get a good black hole. He also does have a lot of confusion in the front line caused by Night Stalker and Visage.
Yeah.
Like, even Curse can be a great setup.
There's so many great ways for Entity to play. And he's also not afraid of like an Abyssal Blade or anything like that from the opponents. There really is very little they can do to stop it outside of the puck talent.
You need still to snap the coil, so he'll be okay.
That is true. Arteezy hunted. Invis Stormstormer and Saberlight over the top of the trees. Quick and free onto Arteezy. While Crit, the Undying being found here. Saberlight just chases him down. Entity, they're up and running now. A catch onto the Razor as well. Just one by one, they're toppling dominoes over. EG, they'll BKB up on the Razor, but the grip comes from Fishman, holds him in place, and Saberlight whacks him down into the ground.
Multiple BKB piercing abilities. We still have not seen Enigma use the black hole, but sometimes threat of a black hole is stronger than actually using it, putting it on cooldown.
He's not needed it. He scared EG with it as they try and disengage from these very quick, snappy moves from Entity. It looks like Arbed has changed his mind as well. Not going for the Eon Disc anymore. E-Blade is the option for him. So that's a save against the Curse.
It's a save against Visage Birds as well, but mostly against Curse. He sees that this Curse is causing a lot of issues, deleting one EG hero during the fight. And they need to be standing close to each other to deal damage, especially these two supports. Smoke from EG. They know Aegis is down.
They need to get something. This game is slipping away from them. Trying to move down south. Oh, look at where they're signaling to go. It's been read by Saberlight. He knows they want the triangle. That is the natural place for Dire to play into. Get some wards up there. Play for that next Roshan. Entity not going to entertain it, though. They've come back to their mid-tier 2, and maybe they could actually come across to that pillar in their bottom jungle, place a ward there, and play around their vision.
Fighting against Night Stalker during nighttime might be a bit too difficult, and there's also a Blink Dagger on Night Stalker, so he could potentially run away. 15 seconds until the Curse is available, but Toby is there to counter-initiate if EG finds an opening.
Well, EG are the ones to come to this spire and ward it up first. Stormstormer, coiled and dusted. Stone formed, though, and the catch on Crit in the back. He's trying to heal himself with the Holy Locket, but Saberlight has his number while the Curse. It's on Arbed. Entity blow them up, and Toby, he's got the black hole they've been waiting for. Solos Arteezy, and a Nightmare catches. The TP cancelled. Down you go, Fly. The Enchantress getting picked off as the last casualty of war.
They see Stormstormer, but he was already invis. He also does have a Gem of True Sight and gets coiled, uses Stone Form. So you're not going to be trying to focus him down. And another good curse from Kataomi. I think Kataomi forced Arteezy to deal more damage to his teammates in this game than he did to the enemy heroes. It's a very difficult Terrorblade game.
I mean, look at this, right? You go on the Visage and he's now invulnerable for a good 5-6 seconds. Curse to turn around. Saberlight's already backstabbed and picked off supports. And the patience on Toby, knowing that all he has to do is wait for that Terrorblade to be about half HP, don't allow him to sunder or turn around play, and get the kills they need. Dominating this game now, Entity. And cruising towards victory. It feels like it's unplayable for EG at this point.
It really does feel pretty similar to Game 1, where EG was the one in control of pretty much everything, in charge of vision, and this gem will get rid of a lot of EG's vision.
And Stormstormer solo killing people. Poor Crit Undying. Taken down by this Visage once more.
There is no counterplay. Like, their only way to start a fight is Coil, and we've seen in the previous one that there's just gonna be enough time for Entity to reset with either Cold Embrace, Curse, Nightmare Save, or even Stone Form.
It feels like at this point, well, Fishman are trying to take the outpost. He is slowed down, but in comes Saberlight. Oh, he's found Abed's puck. Is he just going to kill off the puck?
No, Force Staff, still in it.
The Curse comes in, and now Arteezy will rip apart his teammate. Kataome claims the kill while Saberlight finishes off Nightfall's courier. EG on the run. They can't continue fighting. There's no meta for 30 seconds. And Stormstormer, Saberlight, they combo up to go back in. This Night Stalker, he is a nightmare for EG.
Not just him, also Bane causing these nightmares as well. And they're still not done. Night Stalker chasing.
He's poking. He's prodding.
His initiations were really on point.
Yeah,
Tombstone on the high ground, time to fall back for Entity. Do not take this fight. If they try to get a little bit out of the area, go for it.
They just go straight on Arteezy.
Toby, no black hole.
He's gone in with a Midnight Pulse. Malefice on the Terrorblade. Silence will end, though. Saberlight, he's not going to get sundered, though. Forcing Artura away. Fly trying to save the TB. Gets himself to high ground. Stormstormer, Kataome, Saberlight. Do you go for this? You know Arteezy's so very low. They get a couple of kills on supports, and they're pushing high ground 28 minutes in.
They will poke, see what happens, get some chip damage. Saberlight will TP out, but yeah, they found Puck.
They don't have
Nightmare. Oh, Silence not there on time. Or is there?
They're going to catch him here. He gets the Ghost Scepter off, has an Arcane Rune to pop, jumps away. Another orb. He's back to safety while Stormstormer and Toby kill the Razor up at top.
EG can't catch a break in this one. Entity is all over the place. There's going to be next set of items, especially the one on Visage. 6, 0, and 11. Stormstormer completely dominating the game. This is going to be Hex 30 minutes in.
Is Abed being soloed by Kataome? The picture there of the Winter Wyvern flapping towards the puck. And now Saberlight, he's come into play. Quick little Ghost Scepter out, jumping around. Abed getting some sick outplays. Still low on HP and resources, though, as the Winter Wyvern will get blown up.
They found him with the grip.
Finding Abed's puck, dead for 50 seconds, and with Roshan alive, well, Entity don't even back up towards it. They want to go high ground.
They definitely do. Black Hole is available. They know that there is no counterplay to BKB Black Hole. That's why Toby is getting Refresher as his next item.
Why not? Yeah.
You can't even itemize. Like, none of these heroes can get a Basher that's going to be like, reliable against Enigma.
TP going to buy a Basher? No, absolutely not. Barracks wide open now with a tier 3 falling quickly. Familiars from Stormstormer. Trying to aim towards Nightfall, but another very disciplined retreat.
Roshan is
Entity. A Force Staff coming in from Arteezy as well. A rare pickup on the Terrorblade. Needs it. Up against this crippling fear to get away from potential. Now Black Holes, if he sees the Enigma jump in. And both teams smoking. It's desperation from EG and domineering from Entity. They catch out Crit. Tombstone's down. Can't do too much about Saberlight now. They found Abed's puck as he's blown up. Dead with no buyback. And Arteezy will try to stand his ground and fight, but it's Nightmare. Saberlight's killed off the Tombstone.
Another layer of silence.
Another BKB up, but they're silencing this Arteezy. TB. Left to right, he drifts away with his Force Staff. Stormstormer healed up by the Cold Embrace. And Saberlight, he's being stunned up, but Toby's in. He'll black hole the TB, solo him down, no cares in the world, and GG called. Entity tie things up 1-1. Not a comfortable game for EG at all.
Yeah, Entity did managed to get the draft from themselves that they really like. This is their bread and butter, having this Visage. Wyvern did manage to reset after what happened in Game 1, because they definitely didn't have what it takes to play Wyvern and, what was it? Into Storm Spirit and Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Was